Hello, and welcome to another episode of Just Wing It Continued. I actually don't remember if that was the name I started with the previous episode, but I'll settle another name for the series soon enough. I mean, this is basically the continuation of the previous series, or remake. Okay, so the situation. Uh, when I ended the last episode, I said I was going to try to design a rocket uh, to achieve the 5,000 kilometer downrange contract with the restrictions of the launch complex and the engines we had available at the time. Unfortunately, using the engines, excuse me, uh, using the engines, the tanks, and the tanks that we had unlocked, I wasn't able to design a rocket that could get that far. Adding fuel to the upper stages actually lowered the delta V because of it massively lowered the delta V provided by the first stage, and um, I didn't really have a lot of leeway to um, increase the amount of fuel in the lower stage because we're already past our rated burn time, and also you have to add a lot more. So then I was going beyond the. I think the main problem was the height limit. Like the rocket was too tall. So the option was to either build a new launch complex and try to get something that will already be able to get things into orbit, or just try to use the new engines to make something that will still fit in a launch complex. I went for option B because I'm going to see if I can get much better technology for the first orbital rocket. Yeah, I had to spend money on the A9. Yeah, I have the A9 here instead of the A4. We have the U2000 instead of the U1240, I think is the original one. And I upgraded the tanks to aluminum tanks, so I had to tool the tanks again, which is not that expensive because they were the same size as the ones that I had for steel, but still, I had to spend on tooling. The main problem with this, like I did have the money for all the tooling. It's not a money's not a big issue. It's becoming a bit, but we're still fine. The main thing is that now all of these engines have zero data, so the probability of having a failure is quite high. We have plenty of time to achieve, like, we only need two flights to achieve the contracts, and the first flight is only 3,000 kilometers, so even a failure midway, we might still be able to achieve the contract. Uh, but I am hoping to do a lot of the side contracts just to get more bang for a buck uh, from buying these engines and tooling these tanks. So that's UAV. And in the space plane hangar, we have the Vulture 1. So I have accepted. So I have accepted the downrange milestone, 3,000 kilometers, uh, the stratospheric research contract, and this was the. I designed it thinking of this contract, and also thinking of, okay, these are going to be the first flights. So the contract is to maintain 22 kilometers in level flight, which is quite high up, so it can be a bit tricky to get up to that altitude, which is why I went for a rather long wingspan. I'm using the J57, which is the U2 spy plane engine, I believe. Made sense. High flying spy plane, high flying scientific research airplane. Uh, and this contract, I have to keep a speed lower than 300 meters per second, and I can't use rocket engines. But I realized that the Breaklip Soundbear contract is based on like the Mach number, which varies according to altitude. The lower the air density, the slower the speed of sound. So this is actually able to break the sound barrier at 20 kilometers. So I actually even at 10 kilometers, I think it managed to break the sound barrier. So I actually accepted the contract. I was allowed to accept both of these at the same time. And yeah, this aircraft can take care of both of them. I still need to practice landing with it. It has a rather slow stall speed, which is why I decided to start with the stratospheric research contract, by virtue of having a long wingspan aircraft. I would have a lower stall speed, which means the landing is less dangerous. I still need to practice, like, it doesn't bleed speed that easily, and since I'm coming down from 22 kilometers, I need to give myself a lot of distance to slow down. I have increased the flaps, so let's see how that goes. Like, these are massive flaps. So hopefully it helps us slow down, and because I mean, I'm pretty sure it has a low stall speed. I could probably check. Um, yeah, like 0.1. It has a good stall speed. So landing should be fairly safe if I manage to. Well, I just need to be patient, really, and if I'm coming into hot, turn around, basically. Um, so we're building both of these things. I only have, I think, 10 engineers in the spaceplane hangar. So it's going to take a while to build this. Uh, I I need to start minding the money, so I won't hire more engineers just yet. Uh, we're not in a hurry. We also need to train the Kerbals. So I think the 10 engineers are good for now. And research-wise, I've put all the priority on improving basic rocketry, so that once we finish the um, rocket development program, we'll be as far along as possible with rocketry to build the first satellite launcher. And so right now, I think, well, this material science is a requirement for here, and then same with these two. So that's the order I have it. I do have to keep in mind that I need um, this node to fulfill the space plane development contract, or X-plane development contract program. That. Um, so I can't neglect aircraft technologies. Also, I think right now with my administration, I have it set to improve aircraft research. And I'm not doing aircraft. I need to check this. Okay, yes, I have Bell Aircraft Company for flight research speed. Oh, also 10% here and 10% here for research speed. And we're getting less reputation and confidence from contracts. And it costs more to hire researchers. I'm not going to hire any researchers anytime soon, I think. But this also gives us research speed on orbital rockets. Early and orbital rocketry. We still need to unlock these ones. Okay, let's go for the launch. Enough yapping about it. I'm supposed to be breezing through this. Okay, here we go. Let's bring out the contract. Oh, we had a failure. Now, I think I noticed at another point that I had an upper stage failure with a recoverable aircraft, spacecraft that I can. Wait, let me first see what does it say. Failed to ignite. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Excellent. Um, Now the question is, does this oof, does this reset the staging? That's the main concern. You know what? We might as well find out right now. Oh, it doesn't. No. Ah, damn it. I was hoping it would at least still ignite the engine, but no, it didn't. Which actually makes sense because it was deactivated. So what was I stating? Ah, okay. Well, now I know. Okay, take two. Successful ignition this time. Okay, first stage was successful. We're spin stabilized. Now we just coast for a little bit. Okay, we have good ignition on all three engines, and we're fairly stable. Actually, very stable. And successful upper stage ignition. Okay, no failures during that entire launch. That's good. So we should get to 5,000 kilometers. 3,000, yeah, not a problem. I do have the mass spectrometry experiment running, so we should get some science, but it's not going to be a lot. It still requires an hour and 30 minutes. But I think we will be here for like 60 minutes, so it's going to be a fair chunk of it. Okay, we're still going up, and we're past 2,500 kilometers downrange, so we should be able to get to 5,000 on the way back. Of course, right now the contract is just 3,000, so I'm not going to get both of them, but it's still like proof of concept, let's say. There is the flight recorder that I can rely on to say like, okay, I did reach 5,000, but I found yeah, it freezes. I don't know why. So yeah, I can't rely on this. And that's the contract complete. We also have some records, so nice bit of reputation. And we're now just missing one contract, and we have proven that this can do it. Yep, this is still stuck. Okay, I'll follow this down just for the science, and then see you in the space center. So I just noticed that over half of the electric charge was left, so I might have actually gotten away with not buying one of the new engines and just reducing the electric charge by half. That would have probably given me a little bit of extra delta V. I don't think enough to complete the contract with the old tech, but maybe, yeah, I should have tried that. Um, I completely forgot. So now we have 21 days until the Vulture is finished. By the way, I chose the name because the bird with the highest flight ceiling is a kind of vulture. So yeah, that's why. We need astronauts, no. We need pilots. We need to train them. We only have two pilots available. I would say let's hire them both. Okay, I need to sort out why the runway is not appearing in the nav utilities and also practice landing a little bit. So I'll be back with the flight. Okay, it's time for the first aircraft mission. Let's set this up, precise control. Let's turn on the lights on the instruments. Flaps to takeoff position. I have the brakes, yeah. So the contracts. Break the sound barrier. Um, this isn't what the plane was designed to do, but since we're getting so high and the speed of sound is lower at lower densities, we can easily get this. Uh, and I don't even have to, like, just getting to altitude will get us there. Because it struggles a bit to get to altitude. And the main contract, maintain 22 kilometer level flight with a cruise subsonic jet aircraft. So luckily this subsonic is just less than 300 meters per second. It's not Mach 1, otherwise that would be hard. We have to stay there at that altitude for 5 minutes with a rate of climb between 10 meters per second up or down. And we get extra points for landing on the runway, which we want to do anyways because if you saw the previous series, the desert is bumpy. Let's not try that. I already have atmospheric autopilot. Let's do this. Okay, let's get rid of that for a little bit. So this plane has absolutely no problems taking off. We have a very long wingspan. Okay, let's get rid of the afterburner, I think. Oh, that's very sensitive. I think that should have us with the afterburner off. We will need that fuel. Yeah, 0% throttle afterburner. So we'll keep this rate of climb till we're around 12,000 meters. Turn around, start engage the afterburners, really pick up speed and climb. Oh yeah. Still flaps. Okay, we've hit 12,000 meters, so let's turn around while still maintaining somewhat of a climb. I have also, if you look at the contract list on the right there, accepted downrange distance uh, L launch vehicle development contract, a difficult one. I need to get 500 units of sounding rocket, sounding payload to what? 240 kilometers. So it's fairly easy with the rocket that we have. Um, and it gives like 500 or more than 500 confidence. So that's very good. It would give us the flexibility of choosing the next program and the time we want. Like, I think we won't be able to do the heavy satellites program in breakneck speed, but that's about it. The only problem is that, and this happened the last series also. I kind of you have the 3,000 kilometer downrange milestone contract, which is just get anything into that distance. I assumed it was going to be the same for the 5,001, and no, they actually asked for sounding payload. I think 50 units, so it's not that much, but it's still extra weight. And I'm not sure the rocket can get there. Now, at least we are about to unlock the next node of material science, so I can get better tanks, and hopefully that will be the difference. I don't have to switch engines or anything, just switching the tank, keeping the length, because that's the other thing. I still have to be within the limits of the launch complex. So yeah, that was a bit of a curveball, but I'm also blaming myself because that happened last time. I remember it, and I only remembered when I saw the contract description. Okay, we're facing west. The break sound barrier doesn't have a required, like we can be climbing for that. Let's get, I'll try to climb a little bit more. Oh, but our climb rate is already quite low, right? Okay, let's just go full afterburner. Okay, clock is counting down. No, don't lose your airspeed. We want to keep gaining speed with this. Obviously, once we're off to altitude, we have to go below 300 meters per second, but right now I just want as much air going into the intakes as possible. I actually had to... Oh, that was a weird glitch. Oh, that means we have that part of the contract. Perfect. So let's just keep this one up. Like, I built the aircraft and tested it and managed to do the mission, like, in a simulation. But then afterwards I was trying to practice the landing and I couldn't do it again. It was very nose heavy. I don't know what changed. So I had to move the wings forward. Luckily, like editing the craft, like if you move the wings, it doesn't really seem to change the build time. So which, I mean, I guess if you haven't put the wings on the aircraft yet, then no, it should still add a lot of, because you need like the part points for the wing and everything. But okay, yeah. I also thought about adding canards for that, but if it's going to tell me that adding the wing means less time building it, then I'll take that. Didn't really matter because we still have to train the astronauts, so the plane was sitting in the hangar for like 20 days. Or maybe even 40. I don't remember. So Yeah, but we're we're on April Fools. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to try to just pick up speed now and then nose up when we're at 400 meters per second. And we have unlocked leaders. Excellent. Uh, so this is for the like managing the astronauts. And okay, yeah, the same thing, and then just the reward for 15 kilometers. Okay, we're already quite high, so this might already be good. Let's see about nosing up. That's 20 kilometers. These are the same guns, right? Let's see. 20 kilometers. So we unlocked these guys like 4 times. 21. How are we doing for fuel? That's the main thing. The afterburners burn through the fuel quite quickly. And look at that, we're hitting 22 kilometers altitude just as we're going under 300 meters per second. Well, we want to be going up. So we will need some afterburner here. Let's keep a slightly positive rate of climb. About is counting down. I can't actually see my prograde vector. Okay, there. Very slight climb, very slight increase in speed. Actually, we're going into the... Is that slightly positive or slightly negative? I don't know. As long as we're above 22, it's fine. So this is what this bird looks like. I mean, could have gone for longer wings, to be honest. It's not a U2, but I mean it gets the job done. So that's all we need, really. Okay, 2 minutes 17 remaining, so we're more than halfway there. How far are we from the... Okay, I don't need to start turning until we finish this. Actually, if I start turning right now, I would probably overshoot the runway. And that's the objective complete. Perfect. Mission complete. We still need to land this thing. I used a lot less fuel this time. Which means we'll be heavier for landing. But should be fine. This thing is Oh god, I'm going to jinx it, aren't I? This thing is relatively easy to land. I'm actually going to put up flaps to not pick up too much speed on the way down. Okay, we're close enough to get the glide slope, and we're clearly above it. But I am going at a rather steep angle. I'm trying to still keep the airspeed descending. So hopefully this is a good enough angle, and I won't overshoot. I didn't go as far this time as when I practiced this. I didn't practice this mission that many times, to be honest. Which, yeah, doesn't bode well for the landing. I have been practicing landing in DCS, the DCS series, so at least that's that. Oh, I can already see the space center. Okay, yeah, so at least at this point we will definitely get into the glide slope. So it's just a matter of whether or not we'll bleed off enough speed, and it looks like we will. Okay, glide slope indicator is going up. Let's ease up into the dive. Okay, visibility is a bit iffy. I've gotten good with instrument landing, but this still makes me nervous. Let's lower the second level flaps. We're still going a bit fast. Let's land 3,000 meters above sea level. Still no radar altitude indication. Let's engage the... I don't have any air brakes, so these are just for the wheels, but it's already good to have them. Full landing flaps. I would really like to be able to see the runway, though. So it takes very little throttle to maintain speed at this glide slope. And this is the lowest glide slope, 3 degrees. Okay, I think I can sort of see the VAB through the clouds. I've gone past the... Barely see the runway there. Gear down. Okay, brakes are set. Full flaps. Yeah, we're good. Okay, now we're lined up. This has a very low stopping time, so I don't really need to be that much in the glide slope. I just, even if I put it down in, put her down in the middle of the runway, would be good. Okay, less than 10 kilometers. Keeps wanting to bank to the left. I don't know why. Okay, let's cut the throttle. And we're down. That went quite smoothly, I would say. Uh, didn't have that much runway left, but yeah, I did land quite far ahead. But yeah, it came to a stop quite nicely. So we got two contracts in one go, two required contracts for the program. So that's good. We do get the newspaper article about it. Uh, the historical choke jigger breaking south bearing in a Bell X1. This doesn't say anything about breaking 20 kilometers in altitude. Um, so we got like four different messages for unlocking new leaders, and turns out we didn't unlock them because we need other things first. Fine, that was misleading. Um, yeah, but the next episode I think we'll start with. Well, I'm going to do this one off screen. It's just another sounding rocket launch that will give us confidence, but nothing, no new rocket, nothing really special. So I'll just do this off screen, and then I'll come back with the last mission for the Sounding Rockets program. Rocket testing, what was the name? Which we don't have that much time to complete. If we have failures, we might be. I mean, it's not trouble. It doesn't matter if you go past it a little bit, but I'd rather not do that. Um, but yeah, that will be the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.